everybody, it's the Savvy Gamer here, and today we are going to be looking at F1 Manager 2023 as we kind of let Crofty do his little intro. I apologize for the kind of choppy little intro cinematic. For whatever reason, my computer was just having a hard time getting through that with the pre-rendered clips and everything. But the rest of it is smooth. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. And yeah. Now Crofty is going to do a little kind of overdub and just a quick summary of each F1 team before we select our team. So while he does that, I am going to shut my mouth and just let him do his little spiel. And then when he's done, I will come back and tell you about the team that I pick.
Red Bull took the F1 world by storm in 2022, defending their Drivers' Championship title and bringing home the Constructors' Championship for the first time since 2013. The new season will see the continuation of Dream Team, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. They're flying high on the back of their success, but they can't afford to rest on their laurels if they want to dominate 2023 in the way they did last year. On paper, Ferrari had a stellar season in 2022, taking home second place in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. But some high-profile errors marred their year, and second place felt like a poor consolation prize to what really could have been. Returning in 2023 with drivers Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, and a new team principal at the helm, they need to fix those past mistakes to be in with a chance of claiming that top spot. 2022 was a tough year for Mercedes. Taking home third in the Constructors' Championship, they broke their 8-year winning streak, and although they eventually made up for an early slow start, it was too little, too late. The team returned this season once again with the all-British driver pairing of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, and they'll be aiming to claim back the crown. They've done it before, and they know exactly what it's going to take to do it again. In Alpine's debut 2021 season, they finished 5th in the championship, and in their 2022 run, they claimed 4th. But will the loss of veteran driver Fernando Alonso stall their entry into the top 3 this season? Or will Esteban Ocon, alongside fellow countryman Pierre Gasly, a new transfer to the team, be the fuel they need to break through? Only time and racing excellence will tell. A frustrating finish last season for McLaren, who ended 5th in the Constructors' Championship, down a place from the year before. They return for 2023 with Lando Norris, the only driver outside the top 3 teams to earn a podium in 2022, and the highly sought-after rookie, Oscar Piastri. With this ambitious lineup behind the wheel, McLaren are set to fight their way back up the grid this season. Alfa Romeo showed off their fighting spirit in 2022, battling their way to 6th in the Constructors' Championship, with an all-new driver pairing of Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu. The pair have proven they've got what it takes, and in 2023, they'll be returning to the track and looking to push their way back up the grid. The Hinwil team begin the new season expecting to face tough competition from those battling it out in a very tight midfield. Aston Martin ended the 2022 season in 7th place, although 6th was almost within their grasp. Alongside significant investment and state-of-the-art facilities, this year could be their chance to shine. They've traded one multiple championship-winning driver for another by signing Fernando Alonso after Sebastian Vettel's retirement. And with Lance Stroll rounding out their lineup, Aston Martin are primed to push their way up the standings. Haas finished last season 8th in the Constructors' Championship, an improvement over past years, but still far from desired. With Nico Hülkenberg returning to F1 to join the team, as well as Kevin Magnussen continuing in his seat, Haas have opted for a more experienced driver pairing on the grid in 2023. With the team's trademark perseverance, they'll be eager to convert that experience and passion into valuable points. It was a disappointing end to the 2022 season for AlphaTauri, leaving them in 9th, their lowest finish since taking on the new name. But they can't afford to dwell on disaster if they're going to battle their way back up the standings. Now with the signing of Nick de Vries alongside returning driver Yuki Tsunoda, it's time for AlphaTauri to shake off last year's troubles and prove they've got what it takes. Tenth in the Constructors' Championship is not where Williams would have chosen to end 2022, but that won't stop them fighting. Debutant Logan Sargent joins for the new season after a stellar F2 performance, driving alongside his more experienced teammate Alex Albon. With the right leadership, the team is set to come out swinging in 2023.
Alright, so now that Crafty has done his little kind of intro or team story on each of the 10 teams in Formula 1, keep in mind this is F1 Manager 23, So this is playing the 23 season. Not 24, but it's still going to be fun. Because, also, if you want to go back and read through any of the team biographies, feel free to pause the video and scroll back and do that. But, as we scroll through the teams here, we are going to go with Mercedes. I thought it'd be kind of fun not to be right at the front of the grid with Red Bull, but not near the back of the grid with Haas and Williams. It'd be fun, I think, to see if we can kind of break Max's and Red Bull's streak and see if we can bring Mercedes back to the top and put her on the podium again and hopefully win a driver's championship, the constructors championship, or maybe even both if we can. So I think it'll be fun to play through a season and see if we can do it. So yeah, our team name, Savvy Gamer, and we're just going to play on standard for car development and the race in terms of difficulty, and experience manager because I've played this one and 2022 before, so I know what's going on. I know the changes that have been made, all that stuff, so I don't need the guidance and tutorials and all that. Just got a bottle of water here that I'm sipping on as well. I'm not going to be talking throughout the whole video. I'm just going to kind of pop in at certain points. There's a lot to unpack, and this is a longer video. It's close to an hour long. Not that I don't want to talk over the whole thing, but at the same time, my voice is kind of sore today, so I want to try and preserve that as much as possible. As much as I'm whispering, it still is a little harder on my voice today. So I'm going to pop in at some of the important parts. Like right now, we're looking at just kind of going through the team, kind of learning a little bit about it, what our targets are, sponsorship stuff, where the car is at, who our engineers are, who our staff is. And we spend a few minutes covering and designing a bunch of new parts. We look at the front wing, the suspension, the side pods, and then I believe the underbody as well. So we do have the pre-made parts and the developed parts that we already have for the year. But then I do want to get a jump on development for parts so that within the first chunk of races and by the time we go into the summer break, I hope to have some really good upgrades installed, developed and installed, so that we have a little bit better chance after the summer break of coming out stronger and really challenging for the podium. Just because right now we are not in the strongest position, as we are fighting with obviously Red Bull, Ferrari, and this season potentially Aston Martin and McLaren as well. So it's going to be interesting. And Alpine, if they're able to do anything half decent this season. But yeah, so we're just kind of going through and developing the car a little bit, seeing what works where, if we want to have some parts more focused on race performance, some of them on cooling, some of the aerodynamics, aero stuff, some of the low and high downforce stuff for low speed turns and high speed. If you want to pause the video at any point just to kind of see and read through some of the text on screen, I do kind of go through it fairly quickly because I know what I'm doing just from previous playthroughs and how I want to do things. Excuse me. So, yeah, if you want to pause it and kind of read it a little bit, by all means go ahead. Sorry, I keep hitting my watch on my friggin' desk. That's why if you hear that scratching or clunk in the background, that's probably what it was. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of fade out just for now. And we will come back in a little bit after I have designed some of these, or put some of these parts into the design and development. We won't actually be fabricating them until later in the season, because it takes a while to actually design them first. That'll be coming up in about a month's time in-game. All the upgrades should be designed within or just around a month. But yeah, enjoy as we look at designing some of the parts for Mercedes M23, I think it is. Alright, so now that we have looked at designing some parts and upgrades for the car, we are going to look at scouting some drivers potentially for whether it be our reserve driver, or you never know, in the future if Lewis decides to, maybe switch teams like he has for the 2025 season next year, where he goes to Ferrari, or if George leaves, or whatever happens. Maybe Lewis retires after a couple seasons here with us, I'm not sure. So we're going to look at Arthur Leclerc, Charles's cousin or nephew, or something like that, or little brother, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what he is. was one that I definitely wanted to take a look at. We're going to do detailed scouting for all of them. So we're also going to look at Christian Mansell. One thing I do want to look into is if he is related to, like Nigel Mansell. And we're going to take just a kind of a quick look through the list of other F3 and F2 drivers. I didn't end up scouting any free agents. There's a reason they're probably a free agent. So I wanted to leave that alone for now. Excuse me. I was thinking about looking at Jack Doohan, but I just wanted to take a look through and see what some good options might be. Like Correa. We got a couple of different drivers that I'm definitely going to look at scouting throughout the rest of the season. But for now, we're going to go with Arthur Leclerc, Christian Mansell, and then I end up looking at, where is he here? Towards the end of the list. Because some of these guys are already reserve drivers for some of the F1 teams. Like as you can see, also Sophia Florsch. I was definitely considering it as well, but being in F3 right now, I just want to wait and see if she moves up to F2 maybe later on in this season or next season, or whenever that might be. But then Theo Pourchaire is the other one that we're going to look at scouting for the season. Now that that is done, I'm going to pop out here for a second, and I will come back whenever we are closer to the beginning of the race weekend in Bahrain. Oh, before I do pop out, we do upgrade one of the facilities, and I believe it's like the staff facility. It improves the team likability or attractiveness, as well as a couple of other things for the staff and drivers. I wanted to look at upgrading one of the car development facilities, but I don't want to spend like $10 or $12 million right off the bat. I already spent enough on upgrades for the car, so we'll come back to this later. But we'll be back soon. So just quickly, we're going to touch on the pit stop training and that kind of stuff. Just for now, because otherwise it's just going to be all balanced, and it's going to be pretty just kind of boring, I guess. I just kind of want to explore some of the different training schedule presets. But what we're going to do is go with a balanced preset, but the same time, we're going to look at tires. And that's just going to be for the month. At least until we get to around the Australian Grand Prix. But I'm going to pop out for now. Because as we go into the weekend, Crofty's going to do his little intro for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And after that, I'm just going to very briefly pop in and out just of FP1. So, enjoy.
A very warm welcome to you all. It sure does feel good to be back. Every team and driver comes here with the same goal, to win. But that's for the end of the season. For now, they have to prepare to fight for F1 glory. Bahrain International Circuit was Formula One's first venue in the Middle East, and it's still a calendar favourite. Dusty and challenging, this desert track is a real test of endurance for teams and for drivers. There's now a rookie on the McLaren team, which is both an opportunity and a challenge. Now let's get the weekend underway.
So, as you can see now, we are preparing for FP1 with Lewis and George. We're going to let them run the first session. We might, in FP2, let Mick just run a session in the car. But for now, we're going to let George run on a set of mediums, and Lewis is going to run on some hard compound tires. Just to get some good laps in, get acclimatized to the track, the car, see how the car's running, all that good stuff. Lewis is going to take a little bit of a longer stint at the beginning with about 22 laps, and George with about 18 laps to start. Oh, I love that sound. I know it's not the best for ASMR. If you want to.
So radio check.
Yeah, loud and clear.
And radio's loud and clear.
If you want to turn it down a little bit, go ahead. You won't hear it for the whole rest of the video. At some points I do fast forward through, just because I'm not going to sit here for a full hour. At least not in this video, because we already had like a almost 25-minute intro, just of setting up the team and all that stuff. Maybe in the future I will do a whole video of FP1, FP2, FP3 and qualifying and that. Or if you guys want to, and I'm going to post this question in the comments below. If you guys want me to, someday when I have enough time in the evening or maybe on a weekend, if you guys want me to, I will record an entire race weekend, starting from development of the car and designing some upgrades and stuff to FP1, 2, and 3, all through quali. entire race. So, let me know in the comments. I'm going to post the question in the comments too, but let me know what you think. We're going to get Lewis up to temperature and up to speed here, and he's going to run his laps. And then we're going to let George come out here shortly and run his stint. But I'm pretty much going to shut up for the rest of the practice session until the end. So enjoy just some of the sounds of the cars, the radio, kind of all just the sights and sounds of free practice 1. And I'll be back at the end of the video to wish you guys good morning, evening, night, wherever you may be, whatever time it might be, and the usual outro and all that stuff. So, enjoy FP1 at Bahrain.
And just a radio check.
Yeah, Roger.
Radio's loud and clear.
Here we are, going into turn 9. And nearly, just running wide. And you really can't do that too often with these cars.
us a balance check when you can.
I've got drivability issues, mate.
Copy, thanks for that, Lewis.
start reducing that management.
Copy.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Yep, fine. So you can pick up the pace.
Understood.
So currently have a yellow flag.
Yeah, copy.
Right then, we can take a look now. Here we are down at turn 7. And that's where they slightly run off the track. Perhaps a little lapse in concentration, maybe.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Checkered flag is out.
And as we hit the checkered flag at the end of FP1 in Bahrain, Lewis is going to finish the session in P16 as George.
Balance check.
Good stuff. That was very good.
Hey, firm.
As George finishes in P12. So, not exactly the most competitive laps and times in the session, but that wasn't the point for this one. For FP1, I just wanted to get the drivers starting to get a better car setup and just acclimatized, just really get a good feeling for the car and try to adjust as much as possible for them, because that will really come into effect in FP2 and 3, and especially in qualifying. So, for now, as George crosses the line in P12, we are going to take a look at the results. So, Charles Leclerc taking P1, fastest in the session, as George is P12, and like I said, Lewis in P16. So we're running back with Alfa Romeo, Williams, even the Haas's put up better times, but that's fine. It's only FP1. I just wanted, as you can see, the setup satisfaction is getting better for them. They're getting acclimatized to the track and all that good stuff. So, next time we'll move into FP2 in Bahrain. But for now, we're going to leave it here after FP1. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Hitting the notification bell so you don't miss a future upload or any other videos in this series, because I think this is going to be a good one. It'll be fun, for sure, and interesting and exciting. And don't forget to answer the question in the comments, please. And thank you. And as always, thank you, everybody, for tuning in.